on tonight's show.
Food insecurity is an issue that impacts college campuses all across the country. I'm Tyler Madden, and we talk with a student here on campus that is looking to change that, and that story is coming up.
We take a look at a space in the Student Center aimed at helping students on Eastern's campus. Andrew Meehan sits down with Cory Muckle from the men's basketball team.
Our main focus at the moment is finding Vanessa Morales and making sure she is safe.
We have the latest on an Amber Alert issued for a missing 1-year-old in Ansonia. And Jarrett Soltis takes a look at the home openers for both of Eastern's basketball teams. This tonight on the December 5th edition of ETV News. Good evening, everyone. I'm Connor O'Malley.
And I'm Julia Florence. Thank you for joining us. Food insecurity is something being addressed on college campuses all across the country. Tyler Madden takes a look at Eastern's on-campus food pantry, Sean's Cupboard.
Tucked in between the towering residence halls and Eastern Center for Community Engagement is a brick house. Night House at first might seem like just any other old historic building on Eastern's campus, but inside it is serving a much bigger purpose. Sean's Cupboard is a food pantry staffed 100% by Eastern students.
What Sean's Cupboard is a place where if you don't have access to food for any reason, it's a place where students are welcome to go and get some food.
Patrick Vitale is an assistant professor of geography who during his 2.5 years at Eastern has worked on reports pertaining to food insecurity on college campuses and has been involved in the evolution of the on-campus food pantry.
It is run in collaboration between the Foundation for Campus Ministry, who has run Sean's Cupboard for a number of years.
The food pantry is named for Sean Ducis, an Eastern graduate of the class of 2019. Currently, there are 22 student volunteers staffing the cupboard on a daily basis.
She just realized that there was this need at Eastern for, additional supports, particularly food for students.
Vitale and the students involved see that food insecurity, which is defined as simply having lack of access to food, can serve as the start of a domino effect for members of their community.
They fall behind in their classes. They don't access community activities as much on campus.
This report, published in December of 2018 by students in Professor Vitale's Geography of Food class, was cited by Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy as reason for pushing for meaningful legislation on the issue of food insecurity.
When you have 60 students running around campus collecting surveys, all of a sudden there's a growing public perception that there is food insecurity on campus.
Not much research has been done, but the report published by Eastern students found that 14% of students here at Eastern have had at one time or another issue accessing food. The report serves as another step towards calling attention to the problem.
Those surveys have served as a mechanism for building awareness about food insecurity.
Conducting a survey about such a sensitive topic can be difficult.
We ask, how many days did you go without a meal, or did you struggle to access food because you didn't have enough money? We ask them questions like that.
As Sean's Cupboard looks to expand, they are now looking at finding ways to provide a more steady supply of fresh options for students.
We would like to begin to find ways to get healthier foods into Sean's Cupboard.
Offering more variety of nutritional foods, so perishable goods like fruits and veggies, fresh fruits and veggies.
The cupboard provides a sense of community for the students it serves.
In the instance of Sean's Cupboard, it's not a place where you're going to some outsider to seek help. It's a place where you are working with fellow students to help each other.
Students helping their fellow students.
And Sean's Cupboard is here for all of our students. It's a place, there's no shame attached to going there. It's a nice space, it's a private space, and we really want everybody to know that they are welcome there.
At Sean's Cupboard in Willimantic, Tyler Madden, ETV News.
Sean's Cupboard is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
On the last edition of ETV News, we brought you a story about parking on campus and how it can sometimes be a struggle for students living on the south side to find convenient parking. In an email sent out to students last week, Eastern Police Chief Jeffrey Garuski announced that starting Friday, students will be allowed to park in the library parking lot from 6:45 p.m. on Friday through 11:30 p.m. Sunday night. Student vehicles are not allowed to be parked marking visitor spaces. And to park in the lot, you must have a valid residential parking permit.
On Saturday, November 23rd, United Voices of Praise held their Fall 2019 showcase in the Betty Tipton Room. The group branched outside of a typical gospel choir performance and engaged with the audience. The club aims to support the spiritual life and development of Eastern students. Members learn to carry out their spirituality not only during their time on campus, but in their lives after school.
If you've ever been in the Student Center, you might have walked through the Arthur L. Johnson Unity Wing. John Pellegrino gives us a tour through one of the great spaces there.
Here at Eastern, there are many resources available for students, one of them being the Pride Center.
About a decade ago, the Pride Center opened for those on campus, providing an empowering and accepting environment. Through educational, social, and community programs, the center creates a culture of knowledge, advocacy, and inclusivity across Eastern. Recently, the Pride Center hosted its first Friendsgiving, where food, games, and friendly faces were brought together for attendees. Student ambassadors Heather Napier and Elizabeth Dowding were heavily involved with the event.
So Friendsgiving is an event that we're doing that is going to provide a Thanksgiving meal to a bunch of students who would otherwise either not feel welcome at home or might not be able to go home. This event is really focused on a sense of community, which not a lot of our events are. We want any student, not just an LGBTQ plus student, to feel like they have a safe space to go to. So the Pride Center works really hard to advocate for students of LGBTQ plus on our campus, and so all of our events are meant to help them and give advocation to them and support them.
Graduate intern Chandra Wicki believes the Pride Center and other centers on campus have a great impact on the Eastern community.
I think it has a huge impact for students, especially when it comes to the holidays. If they aren't able to go home, I think giving them a space where they can come and connect with other people, I think that really impacts somebody's mental health and their ability to socialize and be successful in other parts of their life as well.
There are plenty of ways to get involved with the center.
If students would like to volunteer with the center, they fill out a volunteer application telling us what they're interested in doing, what they like, what their schedule is. But students can also just come hang out, interact with the center, interact with the students, come to events, and just learn more and hang out, and that's a really good way for them to get involved.
For more information about the Pride Center and its future events, you can stop by in the Student Center, room 108G. Reporting here from the Unity Wing, I'm John Pellegrino, ETV News.
When we come back, we have another edition of ETV News' One-on-One as Andrew Meehan recently sat down with Cory Muckle of the men's basketball team. Stay with us.
All right, Monroe, you ready? Monroe. Here we go, the butterfly. Ready? Ooh.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps! Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Andrew Meehan recently sat down with junior guard Cory Muckle of the men's basketball team. Take a look.
Welcome back to another edition of ETV News One-on-One. I'm Andrew Meehan. The men's basketball season is well underway, and joining me here tonight is junior guard Cory Muckle. Cory, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So you guys are 6 games into the season. What are some of the things that you've seen click well with the team so far?
Overall, the chemistry has really picked up, and I think that's the main thing that's clicking for us. we've had a lot. We're moving the ball very well, getting open shots, and then everyone's just buying into the process. We preach defense, we preach running, and I think everyone's buying into that, and that's what's clicking the most for us.
So you guys started out 0-3 on the road to begin the season, then you return home for your first home game against Wesleyan. You guys beat them 83-60. What do you think worked well for the team that night?
Just moving the ball. Honestly, it was just moving the ball. If you look at our first 3 games, we had a total of 33 assists, and in the Wesleyan game, we had 23 assists. So just moving the ball, getting open shots, and we played hard defense. They're a great three-point shooting team, and we held them from 2 for 20 from behind the arc. So, yeah, just defense and moving the ball.
It was truly a really good defensive game for you guys, and your offense even came alive. That you guys kept it a 10-point deficit throughout most of the game and then ran away with it at the end. So your first road win came this past Sunday against Connecticut College, 81-66. How important of a win do you think that was on the road?
That was a really important win. As you know, we started out 0-3, so there was low spirits on the team, as expected, with an 0-3 start. But especially going to Con College, they're a tough team, they're a big team, and beating them, it really lifted the team's morale. We really started believing in ourselves, and yeah, it was a great win. It was a great win.
So you guys are missing a big part of your roster this year. Carlos Gonzalez not playing. What was the team's initial reaction when you guys heard the news?
The initial reaction, it was tough. It was tough news to break. He was our leader. He's our point guard. He's a great player, and he's a great teammate. So it's hard news to hear, but honestly, we're more concerned about his health and how he's doing. So as long as he's healthy, he's going to be back next year. So that's the main thing we were concerned about.
So this Saturday is your next home game against Worcester State. What do you think are some of the things the team needs to do to prepare for that matchup?
Just preparing ourselves mentally and physically for a battle. Every game is going to be a battle. It's another non-conference game against a tough opponent. So just preparing ourselves for a very physical style of play. They push the ball in transition a ton, and they're just a tough team overall. So preparing ourselves physically and mentally, making sure we're ready to come and play.
All right, once again, I'm joined by junior guard of the men's basketball team, Cory Muckle. Cory, thanks again for coming on the show, and good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Come out to support the Warriors this Saturday as they are set to take on non-conference opponent Worcester State at 3 o'clock. I'm Meehan. Thanks for watching. Now let's send it back to Connor and Julia.
Thanks, Andrew. Still ahead, we have the latest on the Amber Alert issued for a missing 1-year-old girl. We'll be right back.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool.
To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Connor O'Malley. Police in Connecticut have issued an Amber Alert for a missing 1-year-old girl. Investigators have now issued an Amber Alert for a missing 1-year-old girl in Connecticut. They've been looking for Vanessa Morales since Monday, when a woman was found dead in the girl's home in Ansonia. Police are not saying who that woman was, but her death is being investigated as a homicide. Police say the girl's father is cooperating with them. Investigators have also been talking to family members and going door to door in the neighborhood. At this point, they say they have a lead in the case, but no suspects.
California Senator Kamala Harris has ended her 2020 presidential campaign. She told her senior staff of the decision Tuesday morning and later sent an email to her supporters. In her email, she wrote, "To you, my supporters, it is with deep regret, but also with deep gratitude that I'm suspending my campaign today." The senator has struggled to move her low poll numbers in recent months. Harris announced that financial pressures led to her decision, saying she couldn't fund her own campaign.
As the year comes to a close, there are certain things we all take stock of. Our goals, accomplishments, and maybe for some of us, our music. Spotify released the most streamed artists and songs in 2019 and for the decade. Drake was the most streamed artist from 2010 to 2019 with 28 billion streams, followed by Ed Sheeran, Post Malone, Ariana Grande, and Eminem. The most streamed track was Sheeran's Shape of You, followed by Drake, Kyla, and WizKid's One Dance, and 21 Savage and Post Malone's Rockstar. With 6.5 billion streams in 2019, Post Malone was the most streamed artist of the year, followed by Billie Eilish and Ariana Grande.
A Michigan State University football player had his two best friends at a size at his side as he hit a milestone in his collegiate career. Josh Butler ran into the field with his two dogs, Remy and Roxy, for senior day Saturday. The Michigan State cornerback made his entrance in a Spartan Stadium, receiving one last ovation. The moment was a highlight for the 23-year-old after a couple of heartbreaking losses. Butler's mother, Ladrita Bagley, died in April 2019 of breast cancer. Her death came 2 years after his father's death. Butler said his dogs and his teammates helped him work through his grief and focus on the good in life.
Available for pre-order, Baby Yoda now is. Disney's online store is accepting orders for new toys featuring the character, including an 11-inch plush doll and 2 bobbleheads. Just don't expect them in time for Life Day or Christmas. The products won't ship until spring. Baby Yoda is a nickname fans gave the breakout character from The Mandalorian. He took the internet by storm last month. Fans wondered why toys featuring such an obviously marketable Star Wars character weren't immediately available. Series creator Jon Favreau says he wanted him to be a surprise and couldn't risk any leaks that could come from merchandising lead times. Baby Yoda's official name is the Child. It hasn't been revealed yet if he's related to the original Yoda.
When we come back, Jarrett Soltis will be here with a look at the home openers for both the men's and women's basketball teams. That's next in sports.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans, because love has no labels.
Hi, everyone. Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that after 75 years, Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
Come on, Jules, spot me on this last one. There it is. Keep going with it. Leo.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Connor O'Malley.
And I'm Julia Florence. We're joined here now by ETV Sports' Jarrett Soltis. Jarrett, good evening.
Connor and Julia, good evening to you both. We recently had 2 home openers for both the men's and women's basketball teams, as both teams were in action in the days leading up to Thanksgiving break. Let's start with the men's basketball team as they welcomed in non-conference opponent Wesleyan University last Tuesday. There you see Wesleyan University getting ready. There's Jake Colligan, number 2 on Eastern, getting ready to lead his team to a hopeful victory. In the first half, speaking of Jake Colligan, there he is on that left wing. He's going to get a 3 to fall as Colligan looking very strong early as he's going to catapult the lead to 10 points. And the story in the first half was a back-and-forth battle between Wesleyan's Jordan James and Colligan. And there you see James getting his own miss, putting it back up and in. Then there's Tyrese Woods drawing a few defenders. Back out to Colligan at the top of the key for a nice 3-pointer there. Colligan continuing that hot streak. But then there's James. Seemed like he had an answer every point that Colligan had as he backs down Matt McKinnon and kisses it off the square. And then an alley-oop. There's James once again. Beautiful play there from James Mislin and Jordan James. See another look at that one as here comes Jake McCarthy. But then there goes Jordan James as he throws it down with 2 hands. But Jake Colligan with another answer at the top of the key as Colligan was feeling it from downtown early on. And then he got a flashing cut here. Seth Thomas is going to find him mid-post. Little turnaround jump shot. But then there's Jordan James once again with another response with a 2-handed slam. Now going in to the second half. This is when the Warriors were really going to flex their muscles from downtown. As ball swinging around the perimeter. There's Cory Muckle. He'll hit a right wing 3. Oh, Carmelo Anthony celebration. Western Conference Player of the Week, showing him a little tribute there. Then on a skip pass from Colligan, there's Tyrese Woods. Write him a check for 3. Well, 3 steps behind the 3-point line. The sophomore from East Hartford getting it done off the bench. And once again, here's Woods. Rhythm dribble. He'll get it to fall. Beautiful minutes off the bench from Tyrese Woods. And then in transition, here's Thomas Close. He's going to find Colligan on the right wing. And Colligan another 3 as he was feeling it all night long. 6 threes on the night, only 9 coming into the contest beforehand. As the Warriors would go on to win 83-60. They moved to 1-3. as Jordan James, 28 points and 15 rebounds, and Jake Colligan, 28 points, 6 of 12 from downtown. And of course, the women's basketball team was in action a couple Saturdays ago as they welcomed in the Golden Bears of Western New England in a non-conference matchup. Early on in this game, here's Anna Berry at the top of the key. She's going to drive right. Shot's going to be blocked, but there's Maya Villard to clean up the mess. That's what Villard does best, as she would cut the lead down to 2 for the Golden Bears. A little bit more good offense here for the Warriors. Sabrina Lemire is going to find Ayanna Ward mid-post. She's going to swing it out to Danielle O'Brien, and O'Brien is going to can a 3 from that left wing as she had a good afternoon with 3 threes. Now here come the Golden Bears now in semi-transition. Here's Julia Quinn. She'll get a 3 to fall from the right wing, as now the Golden Bears were starting to flex their muscles a little bit offensively. Then the Warriors will storm right back. Here comes Sabrina Lemire in transition. She'll get it over to Lizzie Cretella. Cretella flicks it up off of the glass, and it was a 2-point game going into halftime. Now going into the second half, this is where the Golden Bears started to pull away. Here's Emily Farrell. She's going to get one at the top of the key, and she's going to hit it, as that would catapult the lead up to 9 for the Golden Bears. Lead back down to 6 here. He's Megan Orban on the pick and pop. She's going to get one to fall, as Orban was looking good for the Golden Bears all night long. Then mid-post here, swing back out to Orban. She's going to hit another 3, as the Golden Bears were really looking good offensively in the second half, as they made some good adjustments coming out of a halftime break. Danielle O'Brien, she's going to try to get her team off the inbound, hitting a 3 there, but it's not going to make much of a difference for the Warriors, as they would fall 68-54. They move to 2-1. Emily Farrell with 19 points, 3 of 5 from downtown, and Danielle O'Brien, 9 points, also 3 of 5 from downtown. That's all for this week in Eastern Sports. Connor and Julia, it's been a pleasure working with you guys all semester. It's been very fun reporting on Eastern Sports, and I expect there would be a lot more exciting things going on as the semester continues next semester.
Yeah, we appreciate all your amazing reporting this semester, and we'll definitely be looking forward to the up-and-coming talent for the spring. But for now, that's it for this week's edition of ETV News. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
For Director Caroline Smith and all of the magnificent ETV News staff, I'm Connor O'Malley.
And I'm Julia Florence. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next semester.